Yeah, good morning, students. In the last video, we have seen competitive questions of electric fields and charges. Now, I'll start fourth chapter, PU. Now, I'll start PU class, chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism. Chapter name is what? Moving charges and magnetism. This is very interesting topic. Clear? Now, in this chapter, we shall study the relation between charges and magnetic fields, how the magnetic fields affect the moving charges, and we shall see how the current carrying conductors develop the magnetic field, how do we find that magnetic field and their formulas. That all we will see in this lesson. Clear? Now, we will see what was happened in the 20th century and 19th century. If we go to history of this, before 2000 years, people have known, they knew electricity and magnetism. They have studied separate electricity and magnetism. They thought both are different. But 200 years back, the Ørsted observed a phenomenon. What he noticed is, he noticed the deflection in the compass when current carrying, when the compass placed beside or vicinity of current carrying conductor. He noticed the deflection in the compass. Compass means which shows the directions, north and south. Clear? You know well that. So what was the observation? Ørsted observed the deflection in a galvanometer, deflection in a compass when this compass placed beside the current carrying conductor. From there, the investigation started. Then, after many investigations, Ørsted said that moving charges or currents produces magnetic fields around the space around the current carrying conductors are moving charges. Clear? So Ørsted given, what did he give? Magnetic field produced by the current carrying conductors. Clear? Where this magnetic field exists? This magnetic field exists or spreads around the current carrying conductors or around the moving charges. After that, many scientists have done experiments like Maxwell, Hertz. Maxwell already related this electric and magnetic field, unified electric field and magnetic field unified, this both field unified. He given equations and then he develops the electromagnetic waves. Then today we are enjoying the use of electromagnetic waves. Clear? Watching TV, a live broadcast, using cell phone. Clear? We are all experiencing. And after that, this J.C. Bose, Marconi, they have done many experiments on this, and they given wonderful equipments like radio, televisions. Of course, television inventor is not J.C. Bose and Marconi, but just I am saying the the future of electromagnetic wave. Clear? So these are all the what is the history and the introduction of this moving charges and magnetism. And one more observation was by Ørsted when he placed the number of compass needles around the current carrying conductor, and he noticed when current is passing through the conductor, all needles aligned in the same direction. Clear? And again he noticed when current is reversed, the alignment of the compass needles are arranged in a reverse. See. This is current carrying conductor. These are the compasses placed. I will make it this. Instead of this, if we take this plane, here we have a clear. When current passing in this direction, the alignment of these needles will be like this. Clear? Let us say this arrow shows direction, north direction. Okay? Clear? When current is passing through this conductor, the arrangement of needles in order in a circular. This shows if you join if you join this arm, what do we notice? It will be a circular loop. Clear? And if you reverse this, see, second observation was then reverse, the alignment changed. All needles. Clear? See, different. Both in these two situations. Here arrangement is one in this direction. Now this is in direction. See why the reason current direction is changed. Clear? So this was the observation. Whose observation? Einstein. After that we have seen electromagnetic waves, everything come and different equipments are come. We are enjoying now. Now we will see. This is the fundamental observation of moving charges producing magnetism. Now we will see one by one. Next, magnetic force. The first concept is magnetic force. Clear? It is just like electric force. See, electric field and magnetic field effects. It's looking similar, identical. Clear? Understand? See, when charge, if we have a charge that produces the electric field, clear, and we have a different, suppose if we have a more number of charges, the electric field, we have a superposition or some of the all electric, the final electric field is, net electric field is some of the electric fields produced by the all charges. Same, the same principle we can use in a magnetic field also. Magnetic field and electric field both are identical, and equations also, formulas also looking similar to electric field and it is field and magnetic field. Clear? Now, first we will see magnetic force. Magnetic force means if a charged particle enter into a magnetic field. Here we do use two symbols. One is dot, another one is cross. Dot means field is coming out of the board. Clear? Cross means field moving into the board. Clear? In and this is coming out of the board and into the board. Sometimes we call it as out of the plane or moving into the plane. Clear? Now, to understand, I am taking magnetic field in this direction. Or instead of that, we will take it this. If you take magnetic field like this, this is B, this is cross. Cross means field is moving clear. Suppose a charged particle is entered into this region. Let us say charged particle is Q. The mass of the particle is m, velocity is v. Now, till here, charged particle is moving in a straight line motion. As soon as it enters into the magnetic field region, it will not follow its original path. It experiences force. Depending on the nature of the charge, it may deviate in this direction or it deviate in this direction. If we have a region like this, it moves like this. Clear? So, instead of follow the straight path, it changes direction and it follow circular path. Clear? Nature of the, it's depend on the nature of the charge. Clear? That I will explain you how it deviate, where to it deviate, we will see in the equation. Clear? This charge particle also will take deviation like this. Clear? So, why it is deviated means the charge particle experiences force. That force given as F is equal to Q into V cross B, or this we can write F is equal to QVB sin theta. Clear? This is the force formula. Force experienced by the charged particle in a uniform magnetic field. Clear? As soon as the charged particle enter into the magnetic field, it experiences force. That force formula F is equal to QVB sin theta. Clear? Our vector form is Q into V cross B. Always we will write V cross B, not B cross V. You know what happens if we interchange this in cross product. Clear? And now, suppose we place this charge in a region rest, in a magnetic field region. It is at rest, means velocity zero. We just kept the charge particle in a magnetic field. Does it experience force? No. It do not experiences force. So moving charges only experiences force. Already we mentioned, I explained, moving charges produces magnetic field. Clear? Moving charges in this observation, in this concept, what we have seen, moving charges experiences force. That force formula Q V sin theta vector form Q into V cross B. Clear? Now this cross product decides the force direction. To find this, we follow first right hand thumb rule. Right hand rule. Right hand thumb rule. Next one is vector product. Right hand thumb means we need to curl, take the right hand, this curl the fingers from velocity to field. Velocity to magnetic field. Then we will see this thumb indicates the force. Clear? Suppose we have a field like this, velocity like this. This is V, this is B. Now keep clear like this. Curl it. Thumb indicates force direction. Means charge particle experience force out of the core. Clear? Understand? Suppose here now field is like this, B, and velocity is in this direction. In this case, curl. Now it moves up. Clear? If it is negative charge, then what happens? We assign minus. Minus means what? It will become reverse. To avoid this right hand thumb rule, in all the cases fixing this curling, it is not possible. It is possible if you assign the unit vectors. Clear? Suppose we have like this, field is acting along x-axis. This is B. X-axis unit vector is what? I. Now charge particle is moving like this. Which axis? Y-axis. This is j cap. Means velocity vector, velocity acting along y-axis means velocity we can represent with j cap. Field is acting along x-axis. This we can represent with I cap. Then F is equal to, if positive charge is moving up, so plus q. What is the velocity vector j cap? Velocity represented by j cap. Direction B is represented with I. Clear? I cross j. I cross j means already you have seen this is I, this is j, this is k. If you go like this, if you do I cross j, what you will get? K. If you do j cross k, you will get I. If you do k cross I, you will get j. But here we have j cross I. It is reverse. It is reverse means I cross k, I cross j, you will get k. But we are doing j cross I. What does that mean? Minus k. Minus k means what? This is representing minus k, this representing plus k. Means as soon as charge particle is enter, it turn that side. Clear? Understand? If it is negative electron, suppose the charge particle, this is for positive charge particle. If what happens if negative charge particle is there, then here this will be minus q. This is what already we got, minus k, minus of minus, plus, then this will be, just we are deciding direction only. So minus into minus plus, we will get 2k. Actually it will not give the magnitude, as we are saying, we are deciding only direction. Clear? And V I did not write. Why? To decide the direction of the force. Clear? Now for a negative particle, what happened? We got plus k. Plus k means this turn this like this. So which is easy? Keeping the right hand in that figure easy, or giving the unit vectors and doing the cross product. So this is, I think this will gives the always correct answer. Clear? So this is magnetic force. Clear? Now it's depend on velocity and field. Here now, when force will be maximum, when force will be minimum. Force F is max. Here we taking theta. Theta is the angle between field and velocity. See, suppose field is, let us say, field is acting like this, velocity acting like this is V and this is P. This angle is theta. Okay? Theta is the angle between velocity vector and field vector. So force is maximum when theta is 90 degree. Sin 90, 1. Then force will be maximum. In that case, F is equal to QVV. Force is minimum when theta is equal to 0 or V is equal to 0. Clear? Or B is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 0 means what? V and B parallel. Theta is equal to 90 means V and B are perpendicular. In this case perpendicular, in this case parallel. Of course, if anti-parallel also, answer will be same. This we do expect in 1 mark. Clear? When charge particle experience maximum force, what is the magnitude? Then theta is equal to 90. Simply don't write theta is equal to 90. Mention theta is equal to 90 and write field and velocity perpendicular. The magnitude is F is equal to QVB. If you have a question when force is 0, minimum or 0, in that case theta is equal to 0 or parallel. You can answer. You can select any one. Clear? Now we are saying magnetic field. So in the previous concept, what is that? F is equal to maximum force. F is equal to QVB. Then B is equal to F by QV. Now unit, F unit is what? Newton. Q unit Coulomb. Velocity meter per second. This is equal to Newton second by Coulomb meter, not centimeter. Clear? So this we call it as Tesla. This is the unit of magnetic field. So this Tesla, instead of writing total length, we will write only T. Clear? If you write complete name, we use small letters Tesla. This is SI unit. Non-SI unit, this is for a big value. The SI unit is Tesla. Another unit, non-SI unit is Gauss. 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 This is small unit. We use two. SI unit Tesla. Next one is Gauss. 1 Tesla is equal to 10 power minus 4. 10 power 4 Gauss. Here, 1 Tesla is equal to 10 power 4 Gauss. Remember this conversion. Now come to this magnetic field and Lorentz force. So Lorentz force, this is the force experienced by the charged particle in both magnetic and electric field. We call it as a Lorentz force. This magnetic and electric field both are perpendicular. They are, when two fields, electric and magnetic fields, in the region where two fields are exist, clear, in that, if the charged particle enter, this charged particle will experience two forces, that is electric force and magnetic force. So the combination of these two, the effect of these two forces, we call it as a Lorentz force. So first force due to magnetic field, already we have seen what is that, charge into V cross B. This is what magnetic force. And electric force. Electric force due to electric field. F is equal to what? EQ. So the net force F is equal to, how do we write vectors on? So this will be Q into V cross B plus EQ. So this force we call it as Lorentz force. Clear? Lorentz force is nothing but what? Sum of the magnetic force and electric force experienced by the charged particle in both electric and magnetic fields. We call it as Lorentz force. This we do expect for 1 mark question. What do you say Lorentz force? Or write the Lorentz force equation. Clear? Understand? Now, in the last concept, we have seen force experienced by the charged particle in a uniform magnetic field. Now, magnetic force on a current carrying conductor. Now, one conductor is carrying a current which is placed in a uniform magnetic field. Now, we will see the force, how the force acts on the conductor. What is the magnitude of that force we will see now. Now, we place the conductor like this. This is the conductor carrying a current and we are applying field like this. Or in this region we placed magnetic field, let us say D. Clear? Now in this conductor many charges are there. that all charges will experience force. We will sum all the forces. Each charge force we will add. Then we will get total force. That total force we will see on the rod. That is nothing but force on the rod. So already we know the maximum force on force on a charged particle expression is what? F is equal to Q into V cross B. Clear? V cross B. So here charge is what? Q is the charge. In our case, first we will take electron, one electron. So how do we write? Force experienced by electron, that is equal to E into V cross B. Here instead of V, what do we take? Here we will take drift velocity. Why? You already studied in current electricity. In a conductor, electron moves with a constant speed, average speed and constant, that is Vd. So electron, instead of V we will take Vd. Clear? Now this is one electron. Already you have studied in number density. Clear? In derivation of current or drift velocity. So number density, how do we write? Number density, that is small n, is equal to total number of electrons by volume of the electron, that is our conductor, that is A into L, area into length. Then total number of electrons, n is equal to small n into A. Clear? Now the force experienced by all electrons is equal to, clear, E, that is what? This is the force experienced by one electron, this is number of electrons. Then how can we write? E into N A L Vd cross. Clear? So this I can write L N E A Vd cross B. Clear? Now this is what? NEAVD according to current electricity. This is what? Current expression, that is, since NEAVD is equal to total current in the conductor. Then this we can write Li cross B. Here I is a vector, is a scalar quantity, it is not vector. So we will give vector to L. This we will write it as I L cross B. This is the F, force experienced by the current carrying conductor. Or we can write F is equal to I L B sin theta. Theta is the angle between current element and magnetic field. I into L, current into length, this we call it as a current element. Now the current element is a vector quantity. Clear? Always this L we will take in the direction of current only. Clear? So but current is a scalar quantity, so we do not write arrow on this. So we will write arrow on L. The product of I and L we call it as a current element. Theta is the angle between current element and P. Clear? Again, when is maximum, when force is maximum and current carrying conductor, when is minimum, it's depend on theta. See, if current carrying conductor perpendicular to the field, then it experiences maximum. If the current carrying conductor placed parallel to the field, then force is minimum. So this we do expect for 3 marks. Derive the expression for force experienced by the current carrying conductor placed in a uniform magnetic field. First we have seen force experienced by the single electron according to first concept, and then we calculated number of electrons in the conductor, and we total force experienced by the all electrons is nothing but total force. Then single electron force into all electrons. From this we moved inside NEAVD. We already derived, that is current I. Current I we written. So we got the equation. Clear now? Now come to example problem 1. A straight wire of mass 200 gram and length 1.5 meter carries a current of 2 ampere. It is suspended in a mid-air by a uniform horizontal magnetic field B. What is the magnitude of the magnetic force? Now I am writing the given information. What did they give? Mass of the wire given. M is equal to 200. This is the first example problem. M is equal to 200 grams. Convert into kg. 200 into 10 power minus 3 kg. This is equal to 0.2 kg. Next, length L is equal to 1.5 meter given. Next, ampere current 2 amperes given. Suspended midair by uniform horizontal magnetic field. What is the magnitude of magnetic field? B they are asking. Clear? It is suspended in mid-air. They given figure. So they given plate like this. Here rod is placed like this. Current direction given in this direction, and magnetic field acting like this. This is B. This is current I. Clear? It is suspended freely in midair without any support. See here. See, this is plane. To understand I have drawn. This rod is not placed on the plane. It is there in the space. It is suspending in the region of magnetic field. Clear? So due to magnetic field, it experience force. Understand? And weight also act another force. These two balance. That's why it's suspended in the region of magnetic field or in space where the magnetic field is existed. Now, first we need to decide magnetic force or in what direction it acts. What is F? F is equal to L cross B. In this I moving in this direction, say this writing only for to understand. I am taking coordinates. I is acting along x axis I cap. B acting in this direction, right? So this is negative K. Now what is the cross product? First we need to take this unit vector, that is I cap, B unit vector minus K cap. I cross K. This is what? I, J, K. We are doing opposite. So this we can write minus I cross K. I cross K is what? I cross K. We are going anti-clockwise, then we will get minus J. Minus of minus J. This is plus J. Suppose if you go clockwise, you will get plus. Anti-clockwise, you will get negative. Minus of minus plus J. Means what? Force experience, rod experience force exactly up, y direction. Clear? When force, magnetic force act up, it is suspending according to question. Means the net force on the rod is 0. Means some other force is balancing this. That other force is what? Weight. That is mg. So mg balanced with magnetic force. So then balance these two. What is that? I, L, B. both are perpendicular, this and this, the angle here is 90 degree. So ILB sin theta is equal to mg, then ILB is equal to mg, B is equal to mg by IL. Substitute that 0.2 into G not mentioned, we take it 9.8 by I value is 2, L value is 1.5, this is 0.2, 9.8 by 3, okay, 3 ones, 3 threes, clear. And next 2, 3.2, 6, clear. 6, 3.39 to 6 to 8, again we will get 6. So 3.26 into 0.2, this is 2, next 4, 5, this is 6. How many decimals? 1, 2, 3 decimals. So 0.3 Tesla. Let me check 0.65 Tesla. Good morning friends. Now come to example problem 2. If the magnetic field is parallel to the positive y-axis and the charged particle is moving along the positive x-axis, the given figure, which way would the Lorentz force be for electron, means negative charge? Question B, positive charge particle, proton. So the given figure, example problem 2, given figure is, this is the x-axis, y-axis. This they taken as positive y-axis. Clear? Obviously this will be negative x-axis, this will be negative y-axis, sorry, this given z-axis, and this is negative z, and this will be negative y. So along the x-axis, unit vector is I cap, this is j cap, this is k cap, and this is minus I cap, minus j cap, minus k cap. Now, according to question, magnetic field parallel to the positive y-axis means along this field is active. Clear? Next, this we can write B j cap. A charged particle moving along positive x-axis. Charged particle moving along this direction. Clear? Velocity is along x-axis, that is I cap. What they are asking? Lorentz force. Lorentz force formula F is equal to what? EQ plus Q into V cross D. Electric field is not there, we have only magnetic force, means force exerted by the magnetic field on the charged particle. We will do cross product V to B. First question is, which particle is moving along y-axis? Negative. Electron is moving. Then they are asking only direction. Then how do we decide? Electron means this, you would write minus q. This is V cross I cap D J cap. Now minus only if you do cross product I cross J. I cross J, what do we get? K. I J K. If you do cross product I to J, we will get K. J to K, we will get I to K to I, we will get J. Then I cross J is what? k cap. Already minus sign is there. So minus k cap. Minus k cap means it moves along z axis. Minus z axis. What did they give? For electron will move along the minus z axis. Correct. Next second question. Positive charge. Clear. Proton. Positive charge. Then this q will be q. Then what do we do? V I cap cross B J cap. What do we get? We will get K cap. But this is positive charge and I cross J K cap. So proton will move along, it deflect towards Z axis. Clear? Electron negative Z axis. So using this cross product, we will decide the direction of the force experienced by the charged particles in a uniform magnetic field. Instead of right hand approach, you better follow cross product. Clear? You will get the direction. Okay, now we will see the next concept of motion in a magnetic field. Now next concept, motion in a magnetic field. Already we have seen this force experienced by the charged particle in a uniform magnetic field when it moves. Okay. Now same concept we will see again, but we will see the radius of the particle when it moves in a circular path. Then what is the time period, that all we will see. Now take a uniform magnetic field here. Cross indicates what? Field moving into the plane like this. Dot means coming out of the board or plane. Now the field is acting into the board. When a charged particle is enter in this, suppose a charged particle is enter in this, then what happens? As soon as it enter, this is magnetic field B. As soon as it enter, what happens? You take circular. Due to magnetic force, it take a deviation and it follow circular path. So this, let us say the radius of the path is circle is R, magnetic field is B, charge magnitude is Q, and mass M. So force is QBB sin theta. We are talking about maximum force. It's enter into the magnetic field perpendicularly. Then F is equal to QVB. Clear? Now, due to this, what happens? It follows a circular path. When body is in circular motion, it experiences centripetal force. In this case, this magnetic force provides the centripetal force to the charged particle. So, what is the centripetal force formula? mv square by r. V is the velocity of the charged particle. So magnetic force providing centripetal force, equate this. Then mv square by r is equal to qvb. One vb cancel. R is equal to mv by qv. This is the radius of the charged particle. Okay, we will expect question on this. Clear? Mass, this radius of the particle, charged particle is depend on what? Mass of the charged particle, velocity of the charged particle, charge of the charged particle, and magnetic field applied. Clear? This is the magnetic force, maximum, and this provides the centripetal force, that is mv square by r. Magnetic force providing centripetal force. So I equated, we got the radius for this circular path. Clear? Or sometimes we call it as the radius of the charged particle. Here condition is what? Charged particle enter into magnetic field perpendicularly. Clear? Charged particle enter into magnetic field perpendicularly. Now we will try to find out time period of this T. Clear? Time period. Then how do we get time? Time period means to complete one circle. To complete one circle, distance travel is what? Distance travel is what? 2 pi r. With what velocity? V. Then t is equal to, what is the velocity formula? Distance by time. We require time. So time is equal to distance by velocity. Clear? What is the distance here for a complete circle? 2 pi r by v. But what is r? mv by qv. So t is equal to 2 pi. This is mv by v as it is qv. Vv cancel. So t is equal to 2 pi m by qv. Now this is the time period. So time period is independent of the velocity. Clear? It's dependent on m, v, q. If they ask the frequency, then frequency is equal to what? 1 by t. 1 by t is equal to what will happen? Right? Make it this. So 1 by this is 1 by 2 pi m by qv. Qv goes up, then qv by 2 pi m. This is the frequency of the charged particles. So we do expect questions on this. Remember these three formulas: radius mv by qv, time period 2 pi m by qv, then frequency qv by 2 pi m. Clear? Now, what is the relation between omega and t, or omega and nu? Omega is angular frequency. This is 2 pi nu. Omega is equal to 2 pi into what is frequency value? qb by 2 pi m. 2 pi cancel. Omega is equal to qb by m. This is another formula. See, if you know one radius, if you know this radius, we can obtain, we can get this time period, frequency and angular frequency. Clear? Now we will see charged particle enters into magnetic field with certain angle. See, previous article is what? The charged particle enter into magnetic field perpendicular. If the charged particle is entering into the magnetic field with certain angle. Suppose magnetic field is acting along x direction, let us say this is B, in this direction. Clear? It is entering like this with certain angle. See, in this region, magnetic field is there. Clear? Like this. In this region, in this plane, magnetic field is acting like this. Now, charged particles enter into this region with sudden angle. This is, let us say, take like this. This is velocity. When it is entered perpendicularly, it take circular path. Complete rotation clear. Here it follows the circular path. Now it is making with sudden angle. In this case, it takes, see, it enters circular and it moves like this, turns and travels. It is in circular motion as well as moves along x direction. So this we call it as helix, helical path. We call it as a helix, or this path we call it as a helical path. The reason is, this is b direction, this is velocity direction. Clear? So if you resolve this into two components, this is v sin theta and this along this is v cos theta. So v sin theta is a perpendicular component. Due to this perpendicular component, charged particle follow the circular path. V cos theta, due to horizontal component, this horizontal velocity v cos theta pulls the charged particle in along x direction. So it is travels along x direction due to v cos theta. Due to v sin theta, it takes a circular path. It's a combined path. Clear? So instead of instead of complete circle rotation, it take this and travel along x direction. It's combined motion. For a horizontal motion, which v cos theta is responsible. For circular motion, v sin theta is responsible. So the distance traveled between one complete rotation to another complete rotation, we call it as pitch. This we call it as pitch. Clear? Pitch is what distance between two circular or two rotations. So how do we write distance? Distance is equal to velocity into time. So which velocity is pulling this charge particle along x direction? V cos theta. So v cos theta into what is the time period? What is the time period is what? So what do we get? The time period is around, we got omega is equal to, what was that? Omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So nu is what? How do we write? 2 pi into, what did we write? 2 pi. Q P 2 pi m divided, right? 2 by 2 pi cancel. This is what omega. Clear? So 2 pi by T is equal to Q P by m. T is equal to 2 pi m by. Clear? Now 2 pi m by QB. So 2 pi m by QB. This is pitch form. Clear? So when charge particle enter into magnetic field with certain angle, it will not follow complete circular path. It follows circular as well as horizontal. Clear? It will have a translated motion as well as circular motion. Due to this combine, it appears like a helical. This path we call it as a helical path. One turn to another turn, the distance traveled we call it as pitch. For pitch, we have a horizontal component. This means parallel component we call it as. Parallel component means which is along x-axis. Perpendicular component means perpendicular to x-axis. Clear? So this parallel component is helps v cos theta into t. Already t we derived. So the formula is v cos theta 2 pi m by q b. This is a pitch formula. Okay, next we will see the example problem 3. And before that, we have seen that pitch formula, and the radius of the circular component of motion is called radius of helix or helical path. Radius of the circular component of motion is called the radius of the helix. Circular component is what? V sin theta. Of course, if you do this, you will get the answer R. Now, we'll see the example problem 3. What is the radius of the path of an electron, mass 9 into 10 power minus 31 kg, and the charge 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb, moving at a speed of 3 into 10 power 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 6 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla perpendicular to it? What is the frequency? Calculate its energy in kilo electron volt. Okay. What is the radius of the path of an electron? They are asking first radius. Mass of the electron given. What is the mass? 9 into 10 power 31 kg. And the charge given Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. The speed V is equal to 3 into 10 power 7 meter per second. Magnetic field given B 6 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla perpendicular to it. What is the frequency and energy? Frequency they asked, and next energy asked. In kilo, they are asking in kilo electron volt. 1 electron volt they given 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Okay? Clear? First we will try to find out radius. What is the radius formula? R is equal to mv by q. Already we derived this formula. R is equal to mv by qb. Substitute their values. 9 into 10 power 31, 3 into 10 power 7, y 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Next b, magnetic field 6 into 10 power minus 4. So whenever you find the problems with powers, first clear the powers. Plus 31 plus 7, 38, minus 19 minus 4, minus 23. Minus 23 goes up, it will be plus. Clear? So 9 into 3 into 10 power, what do we get? Minus 38. Here it is 9 into 10 power minus 31. Clear? Now minus 31, 7. How do we get? This is 20 minus 26. Now 1.6 into 6 minus 19 minus 4 minus 33 goes up plus 33. Clear? 33, no, this is 23. Minus 31, 7 is minus 24. Now minus 19 minus 4, 23. Minus 23 goes up plus 23. Clear? Now this is 9 into 3, or we can cancel here. 3 ones, 3 twos. Clear? Next, 9 by 3.2 into 10 power minus 1. Clear? This we can write 0.9 by 3.2, 9 by 32. Clear? This you calculate, you will get the answer. Now, first one over. Next they are asking frequency. What is the frequency formula? Already we have done. Frequency formula. What did we done previously? What we have done for omega? This is frequency. Frequency formula is QB by 2 pi. Yeah. Now this is Q 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 into 6 into 10 power minus 4 by 2, as it is pi value 3.14 into m, 9 into 10 power minus 31. Again this 1.6 into 6 into 10 power minus 33 into minus 31 goes up, it is plus 31 by 2 into 3.14 into 9. Again this, if you cancel 2 ones, 2 twos, 3.2 into 10 power minus 2 by 3.14 into 9. Calculate, you will get the answer. Finally, they ask the what? Next, energy. Energy is equal to half m v square. It's more. It possesses kinetic energy. Then will they given direct velocity value and the given mass substitute here. Half into mass is what? 9 into 10 power minus 31. Velocity is given 3 into 10 power minus plus 7 whole square. You will get this answer in joules, but they are asked in electron volt. Then 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. So this answer by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. If you do it, you will get the answer in electron volts. Clear?